And now we have Todd. Up next is The Lord of the Rings. You guys are good to go.
All right. So this is Todd, the multi-dimensional robot. Can we get the
Yeah.
yeah. So what we decided to do for this robot is, so we had two people that were interested in robotics and one person that's interested in game design, and we decided to combine the two. Now we had seen people control a game with Arduino before, but we didn't want to make just a game controller, something in the real world. So currently, the battery on Todd is kind of dead. So we might have to keep this plugged in. We're going to try to get it to...
There you
perfect.
go.
So this is the game interface.
So it's kind of, I'm not sure it's shifted a bit, but in any case, the concept of the game is that it's basically two players. One is looking at the screen, has no controls whatsoever, and there's that robot that we control with this Bluetooth, with this Arduino connected to our serial port here that communicates with that specific Arduino with the Bluetooth. So can you move the robot? There you go. So when that moves, the actual robot on the screen moves in the exact same direction, and it's one-to-one with an error of about 3%. Can you rotate about 90 degrees to the right? There you go. So it's very, very precise. And so the point of the game is that he shouldn't be looking at the screen. Instead, he should be looking at the robot as a point of reference. So if I tell you to go straight forward, to collect that specific screw, keep going, keep going. Don't stop, just keep going.
Keep going.
All right, so now if we hit this wall, our robot actually stops. And now we're currently pushing forward, and it basically sends an information to this Arduino that sends it back to the other Arduino, tells it you can't move anymore.
So to be clear, I'm trying to go forward, but right now, basically those obstacles are invisible obstacles in the real world.
And we just can't move anymore. So right now we just move backwards. All right, so let's try to do a 180 to the right. All right, let's do 30 degrees to the left. That's fine, all right. Keep moving forward until you hit the red spot. So if you see, guys, these red spots are basically death zones. If you hit them, your robot explodes. So go a bit to the right. Yeah, there you go. Keep going forward, and then just.
So.
Oh man.
One of the harder parts. One of the harder parts with this was if we first started with constantly pulling the Arduino over and over, as in the controller, to get what direction to move the robot. But that turned out to make the frame rate really, really, really slow because we're constantly using all our time to pull the controller. So we sort of had to switch it to like a more interrupt-based system where the controller says forward, and then we have to wait for the stop command in order to stop. And then Unity will interrupt the Arduino with an X if it can't move, and then it'll switch a communication between Unity and the Arduino with reference to like, this is controlling this directly. It's not asking, okay, can we move forward? And then if so, move this. It's always...
In any case, the basic idea that started this whole concept of just making a cooperative game is to just have a serial port that connects Unity to Arduino. Yep, and that's it.
Thank you so much. I'll answer questions. I'll answer questions if you have.
Thank you so much, Todd. Judges, do we have any questions for them?
So outside of gaming, can you think of any other applications for something like this?
I think in terms of like navigating corridors, we could have someone remotely controlling, we can have someone controlling, or at least in robotics applications where you have like the concept of like invisible walls or boundaries you can't cross, you can use this sort of interface to create boundaries, maybe not through a game per se, but like we saw one of the hacks that had like paper mazes, and that would, we could possibly draw something like a maze and then have it be created as a boundary so robots wouldn't go through certain paths.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Todd.
Good job, guys. So in third place, we have some really cool. Who's excited? Robots and augmented reality with Todd.